Mr. Lapa, I'm Sally Severson from Channel 12, and you're our monthly top teacher.
What?
It's an honor and a privilege to do what I do every day.
She is our May top teacher. What do you think? They inspire.
They bring a purpose to my life, and they're my reason for everything.
They encourage.
Like, she's just always there for you, no matter what.
They motivate.
Keep reading, but remember, we're going to try and make it nice and smooth when you read.
They educate.
I just try to make them smile, number one, and not hate math.
They are teachers.
Think you got the wrong guy.
Tonight, WISN 12 News celebrates top teachers. Hello, I'm Sally Severson. Teachers make a difference, sometimes the difference in the lives of their students. All throughout the school year, WISN 12 News honors and highlights some of the best teachers in Wisconsin with our Top Teacher Awards. We ask for nominations and then choose a great teacher every month. We're at Evergreen Elementary, Western Racine County, just about to surprise Mrs. Wagner with this month's top teacher. For the past 6 years, I've had the honor of surprising that teacher in the classroom with an award.
Big surprise!
Is Mrs. Wagner your top teacher? Yes! And a shout out on TV. Because my name is Sally Severson and I am surprising your teacher with our February WISN Top Teacher Award. How about that? Tonight we're bringing you the stories of educators we featured in the school year that just ended. Let's start in Waterford, where top teacher Shelley Wagner teaches elementary school.
Mrs. Wagner just gets 6th grade.
Every day is different. Every day they bring something fun to the classroom, and so they keep me on my toes all the time. I just enjoy teaching them the material, everything about them. I just think they're great.
She knows all of her students are individuals, and she tailors her teaching to their needs.
Allowed the kids actually to have more of a voice, I think, in their learning, and it has also challenged the teachers to make sure that the information they're providing is differentiated for each student.
Sharing her passion for reading and learning is no joke.
I try to have fun with them, joke around with them, but also let them know that we are here to learn and that it's very important that they are learning things that will help them grow.
Teaching 6th grade isn't always easy. We had students ask her a few questions.
You seem super nice all the time and we seem annoying. Do we ever do things that bother you?
Let's just say you do things that challenge me, and so I find a way of working with that.
Some educators tell me that teaching and working with children was all they ever wanted to do. We asked Brown Deer School Administrator Dr. Deb Kerr what makes a great teacher.
Teaching is a calling, and I think our teachers are ones that want to serve all kids and all families in our schools. They are dedicated beyond belief. They are passionate about what they do. They are true professionals. They are always learning themselves as adults and transferring that knowledge to their kids.
Dr. Kerr tells us that almost everyone can remember a teacher who made an impression on them. I certainly can. I grew up in Belvedere, Illinois, and a teacher at Belvedere High School. He taught mythology in the English department. I thought I would take mythology for an easy A. The guy nearly killed me, but he opened my eyes to Greek and Roman mythology and something that I still enjoy reading today. So thanks to Mr. K. Now, we asked some of our WISN 12 news anchors to tell us a story of a special teacher they had. We'll hear first from Joyce Garbasiak.
I still remember my first journalism teacher, Sister Frances from St. Joseph High School in Chicago, Illinois. She ran a tight ship, she made sure we always met deadlines, and she would hate it when people would write the word "a lot" in their copy. Sell your lots, she'd say. I just want to say that because of what she exposed me to, she put me on this path where I learned something new every day, and for that, I am forever grateful.
Thank you, Joyce. And now another top teacher. Sarah Keating is making a difference in the lives of students at Bay Lane Elementary in Muskego. Hey, Mrs. Keating.
We surprised Mrs. Keating in her 2nd grade classroom while they were having their daily morning meeting.
I'm from Channel 12, and I'm here to tell your teacher that she is our May top teacher from Channel 12. We're going to give her a big award. What do you think? Yay! What else about her do you love?
And she makes learning really fun.
She makes learning fun, yes.
She's super duper nice.
Today we're going to read Try a Little Kindness.
She always wants to hear what her kids have to say, and she weaves being kind into her curriculum.
I really connect being kind and teaching them life skills versus curriculum all the time. I do it through our curriculum, but I really think it's important to bring them back to who they are as people and to be able to spread that to others. Try some kindness every day.
Mrs. Keating builds her classroom community with spirit and love. She does make a plan for each day, but it often doesn't go as scheduled.
I kind of let them kind of take us into a direction they're either interested in or they bring something up that I wasn't expecting, and then we go down that road for a while.
She likes it when her students take the lead.
They all come with their different backgrounds and their different ideas. They're thinking about the world, like they're not afraid to say anything, so they're pretty unfiltered, but yet so kind and so loving each day. They just make me smile, and I love them.
Coming up, WYSN 12 celebrates top teachers. The educator who's found a creative way to interest her students in reading. Plus, Sheldon Dutes, Patrick Palantonio, and Adrian Pedersen share their memories of a special teacher.
My special teacher is a woman named Miss V. Even as an adult, I still call her Miss V. I don't call her by her first name. That just feels wrong.
And if you'd like to nominate a top teacher, it's easy. You can find a nomination form on our website, WYSN.com.
Were you surprised?
Yes, I had an inkling something was going on this morning, but no one would spill the beans about what that was. But I knew something was, the kids all had a smile on their face about something that I knew they weren't going to tell me.
Welcome back to our special. WYSN 12 News celebrates top teachers. I'm Weather Watch 12 meteorologist Sally Severson. Holly Ford is a reading specialist at Hoover Elementary in West Dallas. She's helping students build a strong foundation in reading, and she's doing it creatively.
You're our WYSN top teacher. We surprised Mrs. Ford while they were gearing up to read and discuss their most recent book. What do you love best about her?
She's really nice. She helps me with my spelling. I love that she's a good reading teacher.
Mrs. Ford greets the students outside every morning.
Why do you think he's called Scaredy Squirrel?
He's scared
of?
And offers them book tastings to encourage them to read.
We set up like a restaurant style environment. We put a fireplace on the projector, and kids get to move to different tables and preview books that they might want to read, and then they get to actually choose that book and then read it. Keep reading, but remember, we're going to try and make it nice and smooth when you read. I love exposing kids to books that they don't know yet, or authors they don't know yet, and then when that look in their eye where they're like, I love that book, that just makes what I do that much better. What do you think this big long word is? Can we break it up into pieces?
So?
Yeah. Sensation. Oh my gosh, good job.
Eat more.
She fosters excitement for reading and a passion for learning.
You just feel like this warm sense of community. Kids are excited to see you, I'm excited to see them, and then you get free hugs during the day too.
And free hugs are always a good thing. We'll hear now from WYSN 12 news anchor Sheldon Dutes. He has a great memory of a teacher he says was tough, but helped him become a reader and a writer.
Mr. Wilson comes to mind, and I had Mr. Wilson for 10th grade English, and I had him again in 11th grade for advanced placement English. We all knew that he was a very strict, rigid teacher, but he had a great sense of humor, and he exposed me and so many of my classmates to so many great works of literature. I really became, I think, a good writer the year that I had him in 10th grade, and he focused on writing. He honed in on it. A lot of us came in as very cocky, arrogant freshmen from English 1 honors in 9th grade, and he kind of knocked us down to size a little bit, but I always enjoyed going to his classes and talking about books. That was really the first year of high school where we were reading a book and having discussions in class about books and forming opinions and hearing what your classmates' interpretations of a book were and so forth. So I can't watch a movie now and not think of like that class and other English classes that I've had.
Thanks for sharing that story, Sheldon. Top teacher Nilsa Hernandez-Bacula teaches at Lincoln School of the Arts in Milwaukee. She's a veteran of middle school.
Okay, we're talking about population density.
43 years in a classroom and a few years as a principal. Senora Bakula found her home at Lincoln School of the Arts more than 25 years ago as part of their bilingual arts program.
43 years of teaching. Just the love of my passion. I love teaching, but I also like to learn. I learn right along with them. And they teach me a lot, okay, which is really important because then that changes my way of thinking and my way of doing things. I adjust to them. People think I'm crazy for being with this age group. It keeps me young for one thing, but it is a time of change for them. They come in here as, I just left 5th grade, as elementary school children. By the time they leave here, they are middle school children.
She arrives every morning at 5 and manages after-school programs. She's not home until after 7 each night.
Building doesn't open until 6, so I'm in my car praying, paying bills, planning the day. I mean, I've got it all planned, but there's always little specifics. And when I come in here at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to go.
There's almost a take no prisoners vibe from Bakula. She does not give up. Her students depend on her.
I'm with them. I'm rebellious too. I'm changed right along with them. I kind of anticipate what's going to happen because I've known it.
One of the challenges in education right now is a teacher shortage. A University of Wisconsin System Task Force is currently looking at financial incentives as a way to get more people into teaching. Dr. Deb Kerr of Brown Deer School serves on that task force.
Teaching is one of the only professions that doesn't pay for their aspiring candidates to get paid during their internship or student teaching. I have students who go into engineering and they have paid internships during that vital final semester or year-long coursework on how to become a teacher or engineer. So I think we need to think about what are some of the barriers and overcome those obstacles by maybe providing financial incentives to students.
Let's meet another top teacher. Nick DeLapa is an educator at Milwaukee's Riverside High School.
You're going to be working on your sloppy copy today, your rough draft, making sure everything's perfect.
Mr. DeLapa teaches algebra and AP stats at Riverside.
So I'm going to get this out to you, and then we'll kind of talk about the expectations and stuff.
He gets high school inside and out, and he listens.
This is how I spend my weekends, writing math problems for you guys.
Adapting to learning style only helps his students.
They're different than the students of my day. You can't teach them the way I know I learned in high school, or the way I was taught, at least in high school. You've got to adapt and reach them in ways that maybe you're not comfortable with and used to. So you got to be changing as an educator every day. So there's part of this one, you can't overthink this.
We like to surprise our top teacher recipients, and Mr. DeLapa was just that.
Mr. DeLapa, I'm Sally Severson from Channel 12, and you're our monthly top teacher.
What?
Yeah? You're our monthly top teacher. What do you think? Huh?
Surprises aside, Mr. DeLapa is connected to his students and Riverside, and they're crazy about him.
I just try to make them smile, number one, and not hate math.
And when you're teaching algebra and AP stats, that's not an easy thing to do. Coming up on WISN 12 News celebrates top teachers. Teaching doesn't always involve books.
Right down the center, that's why you have your triple stud here.
Meet the educator who's teaching his students how to work with their hands. And if you'd like to nominate a top teacher, it's easy. You can find a nomination form on our website, WISN.com.
And it's not just about going to college, it's creating pathways for all kids, no matter what they want to do to be successful in life.
Part of the job of teachers is to prepare kids for life. That includes college and careers. Dr. Deb Kerr of the Brown Deer School District tells us that college and career readiness is increasingly important for students.
I think it's important for schools to model to parents and people in the community that all careers are important as we think about the total economic development. But our high schools are talent magnets for people in the trades and industry. Some of our kids don't even know what careers are out there. And so I think it's our job to make sure that kids not only know that they can go to college if they like, but there's also other careers, manufacturing, industry, the military, entrepreneurship, where they can create their own pathway and their own destiny.
Preparation for a career in the trades or industry can start early. Top teacher Ryan Boland is teaching students at Whitnall High how to work with their hands.
Right down the center, that's why you have your triple stud here.
Mr. Boylan has been teaching construction trades 14 years.
Leave that there, that's okay.
Now he's in his first year at Whitnall and making upgrades to the program as a result of a recent referendum. There's a shortage of qualified tradespeople in the workplace.
What's up, guys?
And he believes a solid tech ed program will lead to success for his students.
Constant 4-year push for education has gotten us to a point where we are in such high demand in our trades. So you're going the wrong direction now.
Mr. Boylan is immediately engaging.
That's all right. So which way are you going?
And it's easy to see why his students are eager to learn and his classes are filled.
You are a WISN top teacher. What do you think?
Think you got the wrong guy. What are we struggling with?
He leads classes with dozens of students learning to use construction tools and building their future.
I hope they come back in 5-10 years, slam their paycheck down and kind of laugh in my face and see how much more I make than you. To me, that's a win. That's why we do this. It's all about these guys. It's all about making sure that they're employable, that they're able to get high-wage jobs. That's why we do what we do.
And congratulations to Ryan Boylan, a job well done at Whitnall. As we've seen, teachers often influence the careers their students choose. WISN 12 News This Morning co-anchor Adrienne Pedersen says it was a special teacher who helped put her on the track for a career in journalism.
My special teacher is a woman named Miss V. Even as an adult, I still call her Miss V. I don't call her by her first name. That just feels wrong. But she coached me on speech team when I was in high school. And she really just taught me how to act like a professional and how to be confident in my own skin, which in high school is very difficult. So I met her as a freshman at just 15 years old. And I really think that she is the reason why I am where I am today. I'm a broadcast journalist because of her. And I think the most fun thing about it is that we have a personal relationship today. And she even attended my wedding. So it's really fun that we have that special bond.
Such a great story from Adrienne. Now coming up on WISN 12 News Celebrates Top Teachers, Patrick Palantonio shares the story of a teacher who helped him make a huge decision when he was small.
Now as a parent, I look back and I think, wow, she handled that really, really well.
And you'll meet our first ever top teacher co-winners, 2 educators who say their students are inspiring. We're back one last time with WISN 12 News Celebrates Top Teachers. Our final story honors 2 teachers. Let's go to South Milwaukee for a school within a school to meet top teacher winners Joanna Risotto and Hallie Schmeling.
The Real Academy is South Milwaukee High School's in-house alternative education high school. Not every student learns the same way, and these 2 teachers show us a new way.
Alternative education is really what I think should be for everybody. It shouldn't be an alternative, it should be the standard because the focus is on the whole child and a relationship.
What is it that you're really thinking about? So back to that, the whole youth is the truth.
The program fosters communication, honesty, trust, and believing in self.
Do you come in with a plan every day?
Yes, I do. And the plan, though, is always to be open, to respond and not react, to guide.
The day starts with a community circle, a time to talk about everything from gratitude to bullying to job placement.
The unique thing is that we really come from the space of, instead of me being the teacher and like putting information into kids, we're more about like they have it in them. They have their passions, they have strengths, they have things that just need to be drawn out of them.
They believe their method is about students realizing their potential.
I really do love working with kids. I think they're so special and don't get enough credit, especially adolescents and teenagers. They're so creative, they're innovative, they're open. Kids are not scores, they're people. If you come into our schools and you're willing to hear the youth, you would be very inspired. about what's to come in our world.
Throughout our program, WISN 12 news anchors have been sharing stories of special teachers who inspired and guided them. Here's tonight's final memory from Patrick Palantonio.
Mrs. Watson in elementary school, she was always kind and gentle and very understanding, almost like a mother figure in the classroom. Mr. Liberdoni was my high school gym teacher, and he was one of my baseball coaches. And then back to elementary school for a moment, Miss Tracy comes to mind. She was a band teacher that I had in elementary school, and I think I was in 3rd grade, and I really wanted to play the saxophone, and we lived in a small town in southern Vermont, and instruments were limited, and they had a saxophone, but my hands were too small and my fingers weren't long enough. And she was very kind in the way she approached this. Basically what she told me is that the school didn't have the resources to get another saxophone, a smaller one, so I should pick another instrument, which I did. And it was a good choice because I ended up playing the drums for, well, I still have my drum set, so.
Aw, thank you, Patrick. The school year is over, and it won't be long before teachers are getting ready for a new class, new kids, and new challenges. We offer our thanks to all teachers for their dedication and their service. We'll be back in September with a new series of top teachers, and you can tell us about a great teacher, nominate a teacher through our website, WISN.com. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.
This song is for those who inspire us today, who always lend a helping hand to help show us the way. This song is for those who see their students through the tough times in their lives. For that we say thank you. You have made a difference. You have shaped our minds.